Good morning, my friends. It is decidedly fall in the Northern California foothills. It's pretty chilly this morning. I'm going to be having lunch with one of my besties today, and she let me choose the restaurant. I chose Mexican food because I've been dying for a bean burrito recently, and I just wanted to show you what I chose to wear. So this is what I'm wearing. I don't wear pants very often. I rarely wear pants at all, but I did go through a phase where I was wearing overalls. I was wearing overalls so much. My daughter actually said, like, stop with the overalls. I was wearing them like every day. I fell in love with them. I literally wore out like 7 pairs. Like I wore them out. Like the pockets were ripped, they were getting holes in the seams, they were just fraying. And so as they wore out, I kind of let them go. And I have 3 pairs left. This is one of them. And today I just decided to turn my skirts in. Skirts. I don't wear skirts anymore either. I used to wear skirts and blouses, like really big, full, long prairie skirts, like for 20 years, maybe longer. I don't know, forever. I wore them probably since high school. And I wore them through all my pregnancies because they always had like drawstrings. I made them. That's a whole nother story. I made them on my treadle sewing machine, which was my grandmother's, and she gave me. I lived in a cabin in the Trinity Alps in California on 180 acres on top of a hill, and we literally had to climb like a half a mile up this trail to get to the cabin. And the reason we left, we had a big, like an acre garden. There was an old orchard there with all these wonderful plants, blackberry bushes everywhere. We didn't have electricity. I cooked on a wood burning stove, a big 6-burner wood burning stove. It was for our heat and our cooking. So it was really an idyllic life, except there's always an exception, right? There was a bear that kept breaking into our pantry, and we would have to go. It was my first husband and I, and we would have to go all the way, hike down the half-mile trail, get into our little car, which was a Volkswagen, drive around this big, huge pond, but it was a huge pond, but it was more like a small lake. Drive all the way around that to get to the main road. And when it rained really, really hard, that road washed out and we couldn't get past it. So we would have to go to the main road. Then we would have to drive like maybe 5-7 miles into town. And then we would get all of our provisions. And so, and I canned and I did all the things that you do when you live kind of by yourself up on top of a mountain. And then we would come back home and we would hike up the hill with a big backpacks. And this was before backpacks were a thing. So we had like literally canvas army issued backpacks, and those things are heavy. And so we would hike back up the hill, the half mile up the hill, and then we would put all of our provisions out. And during the summer, when we got all the fruit and stuff, I would can and from the vegetables from the garden and all the stuff. We had chickens. The bear never bothered the chickens, but we had chickens. We were vegetarians then, so we didn't eat any meat at all and very, very little dairy, so that was okay. But anyway, so then the bear would break into our pantry and steal all of our food. And it became such a nuisance that there would be times that we were stranded because, the road washed out and we couldn't get out to get our food, and we didn't have any food. I mean, I had flour. The bear never got in the flour, but he got into the sugar. He got into all my canned good, all my jarred foods, everything that I did. And so, we moved off the mountain. I don't even know why I'm telling you this story. Oh, because of the dresses. Oh, I made all my own clothes on a treadle sewing machine because we didn't have electricity. But anyway, so I'll finish the story really quick. So we moved off of the mountain into a cabin on the river, and it was the Trinity River. Oh my God, to be young and stupid. So we were in the cabin for maybe a full season until the next winter, the river flooded. I don't even know why I find this so funny. Oh my God, it's crazy. So the river flooded and flooded our cabin. So at that point, I'm done. I'm like, I'm going home. I'm going back to Sacramento and living like a civilized person with electricity and a phone. Oh yeah, we didn't have a phone that whole time. There were no cell phones back in those days, and we didn't have a phone because there was no phone hookups up there or on the river. So when we got down onto the river, got off the mountain onto the river, there was a little like mom and pop store kind of thing on the road that we lived on because it was a main road going through that little part of town. We didn't live in town though. We lived out of town, but we could walk or drive if we drove because we weren't trapped in there unless it was flooded. Anyway, we could walk to the little store and use the payphone if we absolutely needed help. But yeah, how old was I? 22, 23. So yeah, wow, those are some memories. Anyway, so I did not start this video to talk about my time up on the mountain, but I was going to say that I'm wearing pants. And I did wear skirts the whole time while I was up there. If I had to do anything out in the woods, I just would pull my skirt up, because my skirts were always long, like down to my ankles. And I would just reach under, pull my skirt up and tuck it into my waistband. And then I had like a makeshift pair of pants, and off I went to gather wood and do all the things that you have to do when you live up on a mountain by yourself with my husband. It was he and I at the time. So I did have help. So anyway, today's Tuesday and I'm meeting my friend. That's probably why I'm so excited. And I'm a little chatty this morning because I get to meet my bestie today for lunch, and I haven't seen her for like a month. And we're going to spend at least 2 or 3 hours just getting caught up. And it's like one of my favorite things to do. I always look forward to it. We meet every first Tuesday of the month. And so yay, I'm so happy November's here and it's Tuesday. I hope you're having a great day today too, and keep life whimsical.